My teammates would always be like, oh, Ilona's making her TikToks again. But then once they saw the deals I was making and what I was bringing, they're like, all right, everyone shut up. Ilona's making her TikToks. Let her make her TikToks.
Welcome to another episode of Richer Lives by SoFi. I'm Vivian Tu, aka your Rich BFF, and I'm here today with professional rugby player and social media personality Ilona Maher.
Hello.
Welcome, Ilona.
Happy to be here.
Before we get into our conversation, here's a quick refresher on everything Ilona's been up to. Bronze medalist in Rugby Sevens at the 2024 Paris Olympics, named Forbes 30 Under 30, and the first rugby player, male or female, to win an ESPY award for Best Breakthrough Athlete in 2025. Thank you so much for joining me. I am honestly a little embarrassed because I feel like you came dressed for our first date and I went for a little bit more of a casual go sports look.
I went for rich chic, specifically.
Richer lives.
Look at these shoes. Don't they feel rich?
Incredibly rich.
TJ Maxx.
I love.
Thank you.
Let's get into your sport, rugby, the love of your life. What got you into rugby in the first place? Why not any other sport?
Well, I was a big athlete. I played field hockey, basketball, softball. Sports gave a girl who didn't know what her body was capable of, who didn't understand why her body was so big, a purpose. And I love sports. I think sports are such a great way for a girl to feel
Go sports.
Big sport girl. Big
Huge sport girl.
Sport gives girls confidence and leadership and purpose and working in teams. So I'd always played sports. And then my senior year of high school, I was kind of sick of playing softball. And my dad had played rugby for years. He's been a club rugby player for like 40 plus years now, aging him. But I decided to try it out just kind of on a whim. I didn't see anything going from it. But I remember finally having a sport that made me feel so in my body. Like I didn't have to tone anything down. They wanted me to run as fast as I could. They wanted me to sit down as hard as I could. They called me big girl, which I liked because there was always that bad connotation with being called big. Oh, she's really big. But with rugby, it was like, she's really big. This is awesome. Come on over here. We want you. And so to be praised for your size and for your size to have a purpose gave me a place. And then I really did so well with just the first few weeks. So I was kind of called to play in college. But it wasn't until I'd say like in between junior to senior year of college where I was like, okay, maybe I could do this rugby thing and try it. Everyone keeps saying I could be the best rugby player, in the US. Maybe I'll go for it, and decided to play professionally. A week after I graduated, I went to the training center and been there since.
Look at you now.
On this podcast. Thank you, rugby.
How does like a normal rugby player get paid?
Right, not well.
Okay, talk to me about that.
Not really. In America, you're not getting paid to play rugby.
At all?
If you play for the USA team, you would.
Okay.
Get paid to play. When I first came in, we get paid monthly stipends. I was doing it for pure passion. I was not getting
The
paid.
love of the game.
The love of the game. I was getting beat up because I loved it. And then, but I had free housing. So I was able to live, in the team housing. And then as I grew, I think I got up to like $800 and I was like, we're fucking living. We are making real money. And it's grown since then. But for sevens, we get stipends each month, and some girls don't get paid a lot. Some girls, get upwards of, I think, a few thousand.
Oh, so it's different per player.
It's different per player, yeah.
Okay.
Of course, as sports are, you're contracted, whatever. With 15s, again, we're trying to build that sport. It's very hard. So like when I played in the World Cup, this was the first time we got full-time contracts. So my teammates were actually getting paid, but they were only getting paid for 6 months until the end of the World Cup. So a lot of my 15s teammates actually go to England to get paid, which is where I went beginning of this year. And I went and played for a team over there because that's 15s and there is some money over in England to play rugby. But you're not getting paid really to play rugby in America, even if you play for your national team.
Throughout your experience of playing in college, on the Olympic team, for the Bristol Bears, what would you say was your favorite experience? And was it the most lucrative one?
Oh, it's not lucrative what I'm doing in rugby, I'll tell you what.
Okay, cool. Good chat.
Bristol Bears, that's an interesting league, right? Because it is a pro league, but it's really a semi-pro league. So the girls that play, they're not getting enough to really live off of. A friend who made, I think something like $2,300, and she said, I was like, oh, a month. She's like, oh, no, a year. I was like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A lot of the women actually have full-time jobs. Yes. We didn't train until 8 p.m. at night because a lot of girls, once they get done with work, then they come in to train. We had dentists, we had lawyers, we had doctors on our team, we had teachers on our team, and they would just come afterwards. And a lot of them don't get paid. The ones who do get paid are on their national teams. The Welsh national team, Ireland, and the English players are the best paid players.
Right.
So they get paid from their national team, and then they get paid a little bit from their club team as well. So then when I went to play for the USA for 15s, they were finally giving out contracts, and they offered me one, and it was so interesting. And like, for my teammates, that was a game changer for them to get these contracts. And I was like, wow, that's so amazing. I almost felt weird taking it because they worked so hard, and to them, that's everything. Whereas to me, it's now become pocket change to get this money. And I was like, I actually ended up not taking the money from USA Rugby because I was like, I want that to go to a teammate. I want that to go to somebody else because that would change somebody's career to get that money, to be able to just focus on rugby and prepare for the World Cup. I play the sport because of my teammates, and I wanted somebody to have that. I built myself up so much that I don't actually need that. I don't need rugby. I actually make barely anything from it. It's the other things I do that's the most lucrative. Rugby will not be lucrative to play in. What's lucrative is the deals you make out of it.
Yeah. Let me flip the question now. How much does it cost to play rugby?
Thankfully, rugby is actually one of the cheaper sports. All you need is a mouthguard and cleats.
Okay.
You usually have to pay dues of some kind to the team, to be on it. But it is one of the cheaper sports, honestly, out there.
It's not horseback riding.
No, not horseback riding. It does get expensive if you get hurt, though. So that can get expensive, with all that. It used to be a pay to play, really. It used to be pay to come to this USA camp, pay to do this. And we've gotten so much better, and we've really made a lot of strides. Women aren't paying to play anymore, but still in many ways are not getting the pay that they should. We also need to keep working to be able to bring fans in so that we are a profitable thing. We need to be able to make money and have people come to our games. That's how we make money as people in the seats. And we're not fully doing that yet. And we need to be filling out stadiums.
It has gotten a teeny, like when I say teeny, a tiny bit more lucrative in thanks to you and your team winning that medal in Paris. It's unlocked a lot of, decent sized dollars into the sport, like Michelle Kang's $4 million contribution. Like, talk to me about how it feels to be a part of that team, that the change makers of like making rugby like something that's very known now in the US.
We're so proud, my team and I. I mean, we got that medal, I think, not for ourselves, because a lot of us retired afterwards. We got that so that this program could continue running, that the Olympic Committee could see us as something valuable, something they need to put more money into. And it was a bronze medal. It wasn't even a gold. But people think it's a gold because of the way that it was received and the hype put behind it. I mean, people know that we won a medal in rugby. They might not know who got the silver. They might not know who got the gold, but they know that we got bronze. There you go. See?
Yeah.
And we call it rose gold, actually, is what we were calling it.
I love that.
Thank you so much. But then afterwards, we were told we got a donation from this woman, Michelle Kang. She's invested in sports all over, like Washington Spirit. She has a team in England. She gave us a $4 million donation, which is crazy, this thought. It has been a game changer for our team. And they were able to go for a warm-up camp over here and whatnot. So there's definitely been a lot, and we did that for them because I know so many of my teammates who've retired who will never reap the benefits of that $4 million, but we know so many girls who are coming up who are going to.
Where do you think that money would be utilized best?
I never dreamed of being a professional athlete. I don't think many women did because it's not realistic. When I was growing up, and it's changing, of course, and I'm not even that old, but it wasn't realistic to dream of being a professional athlete because you couldn't see it to be it, I guess. So I went to nursing school, I got my nursing degree, and then I actually got my master's in business afterwards. I wanted to live comfortably and I wanted to be secure in life. I hope that this funding means more girls can actually dream of that and actually being a professional rugby player. And now they can dream of being professional soccer players like the NWSL and professional basketball players with the WNBA, how much it's grown now. It's such a tangible thing and they can really see it. So I just hope it means more girls can come in and live this dream, because to be a professional athlete, especially in rugby, we travel the world and have so much fun. Yeah, you don't make a lot of money, but the experiences you have with your team is worth it. I mean, I would go back for free.
How do you handle those moments of seeing, though, other, women athletes in other sports, maybe a tennis, or even now as the WNBA becomes more and more of like a forefront of sports watchers content, like how does that make you feel? Does that just make you want to make rugby a bigger thing in the US, or is there a little envy there?
I don't think it's envy. I think we have so much more to do in rugby. To me, actually, I look at it, I'm like, okay, we got to step up rugby.
Yeah.
What I love about like WNBA and whatnot is these players have really stepped up.
Right.
And they've stepped up who they are to create a brand off the pitch, like Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark. That's what's helping the league is the players that we're grabbing onto. And so for me, actually, I get kind of annoyed with rugby because I get a little bit annoyed with my, people in rugby because they're like, oh, I want deals and I want to do all this and I want blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry, you have to do more. We're not a sport that's going to get attention just, by somebody tuning in. That's not us. We will never be an NBA or NFL. We need to do more. We can't just play our sport and be happy. And I found that myself. I wish more players were putting themselves out there. It's hard, it sucks, but if you want this sport to grow, we need that because I cannot be the only one that people come to the games to see. When I do play, a lot of fans come out, and it's, of course, not just for me, but I am a big driver because I have such a social media presence and people relate. So they're like, oh, she's playing here. Let me come to this game. But I won't be in that forever. So I need my teammates, people on other teams to really step up because we're not known sports in America. So the basketball and soccer can grow because those are sports people love all over the country that have kids play soccer since they were 2 years old, We play a sport nobody plays, so we need to put in a lot of work. I don't feel envy to them. I want us to work harder to get to that place.
I love that attitude. Girl, show me your breakfast. Get ready with me. Talk to the mirror.
I put my personality out there. You all do it too.
Yeah.
I can't be the only one showing my whole hoo-ha. Yeah. I don't show my hoo-ha. I'm just kidding. That's not me.
How can people at home, how can someone like me help the sport of professional women's rugby?
It's so tough too, right? Because we don't play often around here. Like I would say, come to a game. I don't know if we have a game anywhere soon, I would say when you hear of a game, go to it. Buy the ticket, buy the hot dog, the beer in the stands. Look to players, follow them, like their videos. I wish there was a clear path, but it's very hard to grow a sport when there is an opportunity to watch the sport.
Right.
I hope LA helps a little bit more with the Olympics, but we are very far behind in becoming a mainstream sport in America. We have a lot more to do.
So are we going to see you in LA walking the opening ceremony at SoFi Stadium?
What I always say, and I think what Olympians always say is hopefully. Hopefully I'll go. Because in our sport, in the world of athletics, you don't know what could happen, whether it's injury, whether it's not getting selected.
Don't say that.
It's a reality athletes go through. So we're never like, yeah, I'm going to the Olympics because so much can happen in between. But even if I'm not playing, I hope to be there watching my team. But I would like to play. Would like to play. So hopefully I am there. Yes.
Before we go further, let's take a quick break for another money tip. As your financial matchmaker, here are my top 5 financial green flags you should look for in a bank. Number 1, no banking account fees. If your financial institution is charging you to be with them, it's time to move on. Number 2, free financial insights and credit score monitoring so you have full transparency with all of your finances. We don't keep secrets in relationships or with our money. Number 3, access to an award-winning checking and savings account because you deserve better than just basic, right? Right. Number 4, a highly competitive APY so you can make money on your money. And number 5, doing all of this all in one app. Sound like a perfect match for you? If you said yes, then head to SoFi.com/richerlives and move your money to a bank that actually respects you. I want you to take me back to the Tokyo Olympics. You obviously made a huge name for yourself online. You're making a ton of content while you were there in the village, hanging out with your teammates, eating the fun foods. Talk to me about how that started and when you knew it could actually be a business.
All of my teammates and I, we'd always talk about we want to be sponsored. We want to make money outside of our sport. We just don't know how. And I started to post kind of consistently on TikTok when we were at tournaments before Tokyo. And we were quarantined in our room. And I had my jerseys on, my gear on. And I remember seeing the response to it. And I was like, hey, people really like this. And then about within a week, I was at the tournament and some guy was like, oh, you're the TikTok rugby girl. And I was like, that's crazy. That's powerful. And so then I knew that at Olympics, people were made. Like Simone Biles, Michael Phelps were made for being the best of the best. I play rugby, which is a sport that's growing, but not that big. And it's a team sport, so you have amazing athletes, but there's not just like one who's the best of the best because can be subjective at times.
Yeah.
But I knew that I had a personality and I knew that I was willing to put myself out there. So I knew that in the village, I was going to make TikToks parroting myself and about being single in the village. And the whole talk is like, do Olympians get together in the village? People love watching single people do their thing. So I kind of used that as motivation. And then from that, I knew, okay, this is how I'm going to be able to make money outside of my sport is through social media. And I just carried on for the 3 years until Paris. And again, in Paris, I was like, this could be a time for me to really build myself even further. Of course, the main thing was to win a medal, but I knew that I didn't have to separate the two. So I was able to make a ton of content in Paris and also win a medal. For me to live a comfortable life, it's what I had to do.
Was there one particular moment that you kind of claim as like your most viral? Because all of your videos are getting millions and millions of views, but like, do you have like a moment?
The big thing was the cardboard beds in Tokyo. So I had all my teammates get on the bed and try out the cardboard beds and do like random things on them. I remember going to sleep and I woke up and it had like 1 million views and I was like, whoa, this is crazy. And so it kept building and I kept doing little videos in there. And then before Paris, the one that kind of went viral and started to kick it off again was I saw that people were loving Love Island. I said, okay, what if I call it the Olympic Villa and make that mark on it being for single people because people love watching that. And so I was like, can't wait to get into the Olympic Villa. And I was joking around with a teammate and people hung on to it. And so when I got into the Paris Olympic Village, I had people come up to me like, oh my gosh, welcome to the villa. It already caught on. And I was like, gotcha. I knew I had them already and just kind of kept playing with that. We had an off day when I first got into the village and I posted about, I'd say 5 to 7 TikToks because I was going to use as much time to get myself out there while I was in the village.
You weren't the only athlete posting. What do you think made your content stand out?
I think it stood out in Tokyo because it wasn't really done before.
Yeah.
Because Olympians are put on a pedestal of like they're strict and they're doing this and that and they don't even care about it. But Olympians also have 24 hours in the day and there's only so long you can train for your sport. And then if you're not training for your sport, what are you going to do? Think about your sport constantly? That can be really damaging. So it's kind of cool to see an Olympian be herself and funny, awkward, weird. I think people really loved that. And then I think that I just seem to understand social media and I understand what people find funny and relatable. I just kind of see around and look what could be funny. And I'm like, okay, that's good. And I just hold on to that. I also think a lot of it is original in some ways. Of course, I follow trends, but original content that is funny. And I have very funny teammates also who give me so much content.
So obviously, you win a medal in Paris, you go home, but you keep posting. Did you have someone advising you to be like, yo, you have to keep posting constantly?
So I'd say it's between Tokyo and Paris when I realized I'm like, I'm going to keep posting and I'm going to build up so that when Paris comes around, I can, again, hopefully do kind of what I did in Tokyo.
Right.
And so I think I left Tokyo with about 50,000 Instagram followers and about 800,000 TikTok followers.
Okay.
And then by the time I got to Paris, I had, I think, about 650,000 Instagram, and then TikTok was at 1 million or 1.2. So I'd kept building in those 3 years to put myself out there. And it was also cool to see the growth of deals from leaving Tokyo to Paris and how much it's changed, even from leaving Paris to now. It's been a really cool growth. I tell the joke of my teammates would always be like, oh, Ilona's making her TikToks again. But then once they saw the deals I was making and what I was bringing, they're like, all right, everyone shut up. Ilona's making her TikToks. Let her make her TikToks.
When do you feel like brands started to really reach out seriously and you were like, oh, I can make a lot of money?
It's so interesting to see like the progression. Like when I first got out of the games, the Tokyo games, my first deal I think that was big for me was like $6,000, and it was to watch a movie and like comment on it. And I was like, we are making real money here, people.
Yeah.
This is really big.
And you're like, I'm actually excited to watch this movie anyway.
Yeah, I'm like, can't wait. This is gonna be my favorite movie ever. And then from there, I remember getting a swimsuit deal. I think it was like less than 20K or something like that. And I was like, that was real money for my teammates and I, which is, in a lot of the influencer world, is nothing. But for my teammates, like that could change their lives, that sort of money that I was bringing for that one deal.
Do your teammates ask you, like, how do I do that?
Oh, yeah. A lot of them ask me, and I am always down to help. My number one thing is to be a good teammate. That's always what I want to be. So with my teammates, I made a lot of TikToks with them during World Cup, and I edited a ton of my teammates. I have so many case studies, kind of cool, but my teammate, Cass Bargel, she has ostomy. And I was like, you know what, Cass, we're going to make some TikToks with it. We're going to do a get ready with me and a bag change with me. So I'm there. I press record. I'm like, here's what you're going to say. And I kind of duck out of frame. And she starts doing it. I'm like, pause. I'm like, okay, next you're going to do this. And so we craft this video. Yeah. I edit the whole thing. I put images over it. I do all this. Edit the captions. Yep, I do it all. And she posts it. Gets millions of views. So many people reaching out because they're like, oh my gosh, you play rugby with an ostomy. I've learned so much. I might have to get an ostomy, but I feel so much better. The lives she's changed because of it. And now she's getting, deals as well. And she's built her brand. She has over 10,000 followers. So that's my goal is like, I'm reaping so many benefits. And that quote, like ships rise with the tides, all tides rise, all tides rise. Ships,
a rising
blah, blah, blah,
tide lifts all ships.
There it is. A rising tide lifts all ships. I want to lift all ships. I want to lift my teammates up. I feel so secure. I'm making a lot of money. I want them to as well because I see what they go through and the passion they have for it. And they have passion for the sport where they barely get paid to play.
Right.
So in rugby, you're putting your body on the line. You're getting tackled. You're getting injured constantly because of a love of the game, and you're not getting any financial reward for it, I guess. So they're an amazing bunch, and I want them to really to grow.
Is there like the Maher management company coming? Like, are you gonna?
I should, man. I gotta start charging these girls. No, I would never. But I hope to keep influencing them. Leading into LA will be also a good time to influence them, and I'll help them in any way. If I have a TikTok idea, I'll send it to my team. Like, let's make this one later. I want to see us all, rise, and I want to see rugby rise, and I want to see more people tuning into rugby because of my teammates.
Yeah. And now that you are making money from a number of different sources, like, are you doing that all by yourself and like managing that budget, or is there someone there helping you?
For a while in between Tokyo and Paris, it was just my sisters and I.
Yeah.
And my older sister would do the negotiating of the deal. She'd be Team Ilona.
Dead.
And then my younger sister, not a lawyer, would read my contracts. And, they would go over that together. So that was my little team. And then before Paris, I was like, I think things are going to ramp up. I want to get an agent. And so I found my agent, Rianne, the most badass woman you ever met, like 5'2". And she is my heavy hitter that comes in. She really helped the deals to kind of grow immensely. I have Olivia now, who's my older sister, is my manager. And only recently have I brought on a financial advisor as well, because I really don't know much. And so I'm making money that none of my teammates have ever seen. Yeah. Nobody in like the female rugby space, even some of the men's rugby space, have seen through deals. In men's rugby, you see this money through your playing deals. Like you're making $1 million to play on your team.
Right.
I'm making $1 million to do this campaign or whatnot. Yeah. So I'm building my team because I really don't know. I'm not a big spender, actually. My financial advisor went to my sister, was like, how much money do I need for her? What's up? And Olivia was like, not much. I want to spend in more productive ways. And that's why it's been so cool to have a financial advisor who is helping me so much, because I, for a while, was just saving my money. Yeah. And my dad was pissed when he learned how much money I had saved up in the bank. He's like, you just have that in the bank? So I need help from others. So she's doing all this stuff for me, and she's, we're investing here or doing this, but I don't fully understand it.
I encourage you to reframe the I don't understand it as I'm just starting on my money journey.
Okay.
We are starting on the yellow brick road, and those bricks are all made out of gold.
I'm just starting on my money journey.
That's right. And we're going to learn so much.
Perfect.
Your advisor's going to teach you.
Yes.
You can text me anytime.
Yes.
And we're going to get good at it. But you know what? It's going to be great. Okay. I can tell you're like getting highs on your chest, but that's totally fine. We're going to get there.
Okay.
And if you're watching this, the same goes for you. Let's hit pause for a sec to learn about another way SoFi helps their members get their money right. We'll be right back with more from Ilona. Did you know that almost half of Americans don't have term life insurance? Which is crazy because these days we protect almost everything. Your phone, covered. Your pet, insured. Your air fryer, yep, even that comes with a protection plan. But what about your most valuable asset of all, you and your family? I'm talking about term life insurance, which could provide a safety net for your loved ones. You pay a fixed rate each month, and if something happens to you during the policy term, usually 10 to 30 years, your family gets a payout to cover things like the mortgage and other bills. Basically, it helps provide financial protection when you're not around. And I get it, thinking about this stuff isn't fun, but SoFi has teamed up with Ladder to make it easy. No doctor's visits or medical exams required for coverage up to $3 million, with policies starting at just $24 a month. Think of it like a what if plan. Because if your air fryer deserves a backup plan, so does your family. Get the protection plan that actually matters at SoFi.com/protect. What? Really? Did you ever have things like Sports Illustrated, winning an Olympic medal, Dancing with the Stars, like on like a vision board or a mood board or anything?
Sports Illustrated I always wanted to do. Always genuinely wanted to do it. I'd even applied a couple years prior to getting it, because I wanted to see my body type up there. I wanted to see a muscular woman be sexy.
Yeah.
And to express myself in that way. A muscular woman who wasn't like lean as well, who was just a body, but she's an Olympic medalist, and yet she's not perfect. I loved people seeing me like that. Dancing with the Stars, I actually did not want to do. That was really hard.
But you did so well.
I'd grown up watching Dance with the Stars, and I would choreograph dances with my sisters in the living room. But I knew, even watching it, I feel like at a young age, I was like, this looks hard. But I'm so happy I did all of those. And I think it's been so cool to kind of check everything off. One of my favorite quotes is, your greatest accomplishment is your next one. So there's a lot more I want to do.
Oh, I love that.
Thank you. That's not me. That was somebody else said that.
Yeah.
There's so much more I want to do, but I'm really proud of what I have done. Like, I don't have a goals page or a vision board so much as I want to do things that, make me happy and are really cool experiences.
And expand the possibilities of what a rugby player can do, right?
So much. Yeah. That was why I went on Dancing with the Stars too, was to show girls and women, and with the SI as well, that this body that goes on the field and tackles and runs and stiff arms can also be elegant and graceful and beautiful. Because I think sometimes we have such a small definition of beauty. People have one idea about it. And so for me, it was important to show girls who have body types like me that you can do this as well. And I had people messaging like, I look like you and you got me back in dance. I'm like, I got you back into dance. Why? I danced. I wouldn't say I'm a dancer, but that's why I did it. Because I was scared to put myself out there and do something uncomfortable like that. Be in these suits and dance and shake my butt. But then as the season went on, I even made a TikTok about it. I wanted the outfits to be more revealing. The smaller dancers are showing their body. I want to show it too. Take off more fabric. Take off fabric. And I'm so proud because I think it's helped a lot of girls in this age where we're continuously, even now, so much told to shrink and smaller is better. It's actually helping me as much as helping them.
I love that we're doing it together. It's a journey.
Doing it together.
So you mentioned you actually did not want to do Dancing with the Stars.
Yes.
You were terrified. But what lessons did you end up taking away from that experience that, from my perspective, you crushed?
I don't know if I took lessons back, but I took experiences back. I have an amazing friend in Alan. We're still, best buddies. And yeah, that's my dog. Has my dancing helped me on the field at all? Not at all. I don't think I've become steppier, which is what my dad was hoping, that I'd get a little steppier from this. I haven't. Still cannot do a step. I think as a person maybe in the spotlight, it helped me grow. And it did a lot for my brand as well, that show. Because Olympics was great and it built me up for that Paris. But then doing Dancing with Stars, because I was on your TV every Tuesday and I was making TikToks, I think built me up even further. So I got up here with Paris and then I got up even further with Dancing with Stars as to like my image.
Did you actually get paid to dance with the stars?
We all get paid the same amount. So there's no like negotiating your contract. We all get paid the same. And then as you go along, you get more money each week you stay in the competition.
Okay, that makes sense.
But it is a lot of work. It's every day. You don't really have a day off. And for me, every day doing something that's so unnatural. But while I was doing that, I was still doing other deals as well.
Yeah.
It doesn't end for me. I want to keep making more money while I can. And once whatever this is, this fame dies out, I want to be like, okay, see you. Yeah. And go live in the mountains.
ABC, always be closing.
Is that right?
That's right.
I'm already learning.
A huge pillar of your career has been body positivity. You have certainly made me love my body a little bit more. Did you ever worry that like being so outspoken about that would cause you to like lose opportunities with brands?
I was never worried it'd cause me to lose opportunities. I think that there are opportunities that I get overlooked, maybe because of how I look and I'm perceived. So that's why I'm so excited to do more. Like I said, I want to do a lingerie shoot because I haven't seen somebody with my sort of body type be described as sexy. I think we're seeing it more with muscles and whatnot, but I think I am looked over for some of those. But I'm good. The deals are coming in. We're okay for now. We'll keep the deals coming. And if they didn't want me because of that, then I would not want them.
Right.
I'm very proud of my body and what I've created. The brands that do see me are just, they see the power in it because so many people relate to me and feel like they know me. And I hope more can see that, the impact that I can have for them.
And how do you think that core belief has like led to your success with building your audience?
I do that body positivity as much for them as much for myself.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I need reminding. And it's so crazy because my body is my job. And it's done so much. It's taken me to 2 Olympics. It's done this for me. I'm Sports Illustrated. And sometimes still I'm like, oh man, should I be smaller? Should I be thinner? Do I look okay? What about my belly? And so it's really important for me to stay true to that I was recently just looking at young pictures of myself in middle school, and whoo,
Middle school was a tough time.
It was a tough time. But I remember what that girl felt like.
Yeah.
And I remember how she did not feel attractive or desired or anything like that. And so I know there's so many more girls who are feeling that way now. And I'm fighting it every day. Because it is, I mean, the society wants to, there's propaganda out there of being smaller or whatnot or changing to fit this. And so I think it's my job because I have to balance it out with what I'm doing.
Ilona, thank you so much for joining me. I've had so many laughs. You genuinely are the funniest person. I've loved spending time with you.
Thank you so much for saying that. My sisters are funnier than me, but I appreciate you.
Okay, well we're going to put that to the test backstage. But tell us what you're doing next and how we can support you.
Next, I am going to try to figure out what my purpose is and my direction and figure out my happiness. Easy.
Small.
Check that off soon. And then you can follow me on House of Mar. That's the podcast I have with my sisters. And follow me on social media if you want to see a little bit of brightness in your life, whether it's for body appreciation or just a girl being a girl. At Ilona Maher.
Thank you so much for talking with me.
Thank you, Rich BFF.
Thanks for watching this episode of Richer Lives. Drop your favorite gem from Ilona in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe so you can be the first to see the latest episode. See you next time.
Mark.
What is that, the flanker? Flank?
No.
Oh.
Go sports.
You guys ready for me to throw out more rugby words I've heard but don't
But
actually
I'm proud
know
of you
them?
for doing flanker. That was good.
Yeah.
So.